Everyone gets to a point in his or her life where you're lost. You don't understand how things work. You're broke financially. You do not understand how the opposite gender functions. You're like in the middle of an implosion. For majority, this experience is usually attracted once you're done with college. You're done with college, you're done with the university, you're alone. So you're this independent college kid who spent all of his time partying, going to clubs. In summary, the hedonistic route, the effect, the byproduct of taking that action is confusion. So you're out of school, trying to use a job to define your existence will compound your depression. So listen very carefully because what I'm about to share is very important. I need your rapt attention. Listen very carefully. The first thing you can do to solve this problem is to acknowledge it. Acknowledge the problem. Acknowledging the problem is half solving it. Now you know what the problem is as opposed to something is wrong. Do not just believe that you're depressed by some alchemy. Do not believe that depression descended from the sky and singled you out. No, your depression is an effect of a cause. Using pills and self-diagnosing yourself as depression is the way to final destruction. The first thing you need to do is to acknowledge the problem, identify the cause. Why am I depressed? When did this depression start? It's because I saw my high school buddy, whom I used to bully, in his Mercedes. As a consequence, it reminded me the failure I am. Acknowledge the problem. Once the problem is acknowledged, the solution will jump out in your face. For some of you, the solution might be to get in physical shape. For some of you, the solution might be to improve certain aspects of your life. And it's in the process of improving, depression melts like wax before sun. Do not wriggle with effect. Do not try to solve problems by locking horns or solving effect with effect. You solve effect by solving the cause, and the effect is a byproduct of the cause, and as a consequence, it fades away once the cause is out. I've asked this question multiple times in my recordings. I'll ask it again. How do you stop a glass cup from shattering? Or how do you solve the problem of a shattered glass cup? For some of you, your solution would be to try and patch it up, but the real solution is to stop it from falling. That is the cause. So don't solve effect with effect. Solve problems by attacking the cause. So that's the first one, acknowledge the problem. The second, do not distract yourself. With the advantage of technology, it has never been easier to take your mind off things as it is. You're having a problem, going through a breakup. Instead of doing what I said in number one, you distract yourself, you scroll social media, you get even more depressed by seeing people live an existence, live an experience you would never be able to attain. And one of the insidious ways, one of the stealth ways fear, doubt, depression creeps into your life is the conclusion that you are never going to attain a certain quality of life. That a certain quality of life, as ridiculous as that sounds, is reserved for a certain kind of people. This idea that one day you buy a Mercedes or some kind of luxury car is far-fetched. Even if that was the case, it would be after working your heart out in a job, it would be 10, 30 years of dedication to some company before you believe it's possible. However, as a man thinketh, so it is. If you truly believe that would be your experience, you ought not to be so. Put your mind to it. Truly believe that it is possible for you and you'll be fine. For the sake of time, we leave it here. But I just want to tell you, every single one of you in your 20s, this is the best time for you to start taking action because you have little to no risk. There is nobody as dangerous as the man who has nothing to lose. If you take the risk and you fail, at the end of the day, what happens? Nothing. If you win, what happens? Everything. Before you take action and remind yourself how badly you will fail, also remind yourself, taking into account of what will happen when you win, of how you would inspire people with your life. See, there's very different, it's a very different ball game entirely when you see someone you know win. That's why people get jealous, people get envious, because this guy with direct proximity, I ate up the same plate with Jackson, and now he has a Mercedes. How? How did that happen? So be very careful, understand, iterate, receive feedback, and you'll be fine. As always, my friend, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.